For my Minecraft memorial, I chose to celebrate an idea rather than a person. I chose to commemorate the process of this assignment, the melding of games and education. I was very intrigued by the idea of using Minecraft as an environment for our project. The idea was profound to me, using a game as a tool to teach and an environment to learn. To create a truly successful memorial, I utilized several concepts that we learned in class, mainly spatial rhetoric, procedural rhetoric, and remediation. Remediation exists in the way that the player is able to visualize the concept of games and education existing in a singular space. I decided that I wanted my memorial to be a visual experience, and so I decided to display simple pixel-based images on the walls of my memorial. Games would be represented on one side and education on the other, with space and Minecraft being viewable from the adjoining walls. The key here is that games are only viewable from the education side and education only viewable from the game side. I think this says a lot about how we need education to appreciate games, and games to appreciate education. Spatial rhetoric was especially important to me. In my memorial, it was the driving force behind a lot of my building decisions. It was important when it became clear that a player may interact with my memorial differently. I needed to create a space that was both touching to the player, but also made use of the space that I was creating it in. This is where procedural rhetoric came into play. I wanted to give the player a choice in how they would view the memorial. I gave them two different directions, and I encouraged them to see it from multiple angles. But all in all, the message is always the same. You see games on one side, you see education on the other, and it's clear that Minecraft exists somewhere in between. I hope that a player is able to understand the fact that education occurs in a space, not necessarily a school, not necessarily a book or a paper. The fact of the matter is that education can exist anywhere there's an opportunity to learn something. All in all, I feel that my memorial really does a wonderful job commemorating this idea, this concept of games and education existing together.